Gail Whitwright, Tony Morrison. Please proceed.
Thank you. Thanks for being here. Thanks everybody for being here. Thanks for your service. It's been a long day. My name is Chris Lemos. I'm from Stratford, Connecticut. I'm a certified firearm instructor. I'm a certified safety officer. And I'm also an executive member of the CCPL. And I did not come here to intimidate anybody. I came here to defend my rights, to protect my family and myself. Everybody has pretty much covered everything tonight. There's really not a lot to add to this. I do want to touch on some things that didn't get mentioned. A couple people have mentioned a study that said 40% of firearm sales do not go through background checks. Just Friday, the Connecticut Post, not exactly Fox News here, gave that story 2 Pinocchios. They went back as far as going back to the guy who did the original research and went over his numbers again with him. And after they redid the numbers, they decided that the actual number could actually be as low as only 8%, not 40%. It's really not the big deal. A lot of people have mentioned the woman in Georgia that made national news. I haven't heard anybody mention the gentleman in Stratford a couple months ago. Walking home, out with his girlfriend, he got attacked by a bunch of, I guess, choir boys on their way home from church. They surrounded him. They started beating him. He was a lawful handgun owner. He had his lawful, legal firearm on him. He did not draw it. He did not feel it was safe at the time. Introduce it into the situation. They beat him almost until he was unconscious, at which point he feared for losing control of his gun and losing his life. He drew his weapon and he fired at his 5 or 6 attackers. All 7 bullets in his little pocket pistol. He hit 2 of them and the gun was empty. They continued to beat this gentleman to within an inch of his life. And he only stopped when somebody drove by and stopped the thing. That man would have given anything to have 10 or 15 rounds in his gun. 7 rounds just did not cut it. And that's right here in Stratford. That's just in October and November. That's not Georgia. That's a real story. You've also heard a lot about the magazine capacity and how evil these assault weapons are and how something about them makes them fire faster. 100 years ago, the British soldiers did what they call a mad minute in their training. They're using bolt action, big, heavy, nothing assault weapon by anybody's definition except maybe Myers. And they trained for shooting 30 rounds in 1 minute, hitting a 12-inch target 900 feet away with no optics back then. An average soldier could do 30 shots out of this bolt action, essentially single shot rifle. What could someone have done in the 10 or 15 minutes in a school? Thanks for your time. That pretty much covers it.
Thank you.